Thousands of protesters gathered today at Occupy the Rose Parade. Today is January 2nd, the second day of the new year, and you're watching Insightout News. And how do you plan to stop corporate greed? Spiral! Spiral! Okay, they're going in a spiral. So we're getting caught up in here in this lovely spiral. As you can see, this is serious reporting here. We're caught in the spiral. It's actually a really interesting perspective from down here.
Thanks for the bailout. Thank you for the bailout. Thank you very much for the bailout. This is what plutocracy looks like.
This is what plutocracy looks like.
This is what plutocracy looks like.
Today, thousands of protesters gathered at Singer Park in Pasadena, California this morning to prepare for Occupy the Rose Parade. Today was the Tournament of Roses parade. It happens every year on New Year's Day. Today it was on the 2nd because the Super Bowl was also moved to this day. Either way, the protesters were prepared to meet up with the end of the parade route. They lined up behind a series of tow trucks and joined the floats there. We spoke with some of the protesters earlier this morning and asked them a little bit about why they were protesting, and here's what they had to say.
I mean, there are so many here, it's countless. There are somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 people here, at least, and they've all been very creative. The theme of this Rose Parade is Just Imagine, and I think the Occupy movement has shown the world today that their imagination exceeds anything that these banks or corporations, that this Rose Charade can put together. The people, it's we the people, the 99%, not the 1%.
If the Occupy movement wants to make changes, it needs to start at the culture of society. So we are trying to, in turn, infect the culture of society so that it has a more of a global perspective, where it's people's needs over corporate profit. So it's all about awareness.
However, not everyone who was at the Rose Parade was pleased to see the protesters. As we were following the march through the parade route, I saw some people flipping off the protesters, yelling that they should get a job and telling them to go home. However, overall, throughout the parade route, the people who we talked to seemed to be very receptive to the message of the protesters.
I think it's okay as long as it's peaceful, and I think they should be allowed to do that and get their point across. If it's important to them, I think that's okay.
They don't even know why they're protesting, and it makes me mad when they say they're the 99%. They're not representing me.
The close to 3,000 people's parade included 2 floats, a giant 250-foot constitutional banner that had the preamble of the Constitution written on it, plus the signatures of everyone and anyone who was there during the preparations of the People's Parade, and also the much-anticipated Occupy Octopus float. The Occupy Octopus float was made entirely of plastic bags and trash bags. There were many bags in there from Kmart to Target to Walmart. They all made up this giant octopus that was supposed to be a symbol of corporate greed and the stronghold of corporate power in politics and in everyday life. The 3 messages of the occupiers today had to do with foreclosures, corporate personhood, and taking money out of politics. Overall, the protesters felt that today was very successful. We spoke to one of the sheriffs here today as he was on one of the trucks and asked him what he thought overall about the route.
I think it went fine. I'm glad they're exercising their constitutional right to peacefully protest. No problem with that.
So as you can see behind me, there are many protesters left here at City Hall in Pasadena, California. It's a hot day, 80-degree weather. They are currently having entertainment. They had many speakers, including Cindy Sheehan, who is well known for her participation as an activist in the anti-war movement against the Iraq War. Cindy Sheehan's son was killed in Iraq. She had made it clear today that her son had joined the army so that he could get money for college. She also made a point that this was an example of how education in the United States had become a privilege.
I want to tell you that in most countries of the world, education up through university is a human right. It's not a privilege. And in this country, education from preschool to university should be free and available to anybody who wants to take advantage of it. Also, I have heard of many people whose family, their father, their husband, their brother, whatever, had to join the military to get health care. Health care is a human right. It's not a privilege.
Today we were able to successfully live stream from the parade. It was our first time doing that here at Insightout News. We were very pleased with the result. We had a few technical difficulties, but overall it was very successful, and we wanted to thank everyone who helped make this possible, including TerraDeck, Earthstream Media, Global Revolution, Occupy Baltimore, Occupy Los Angeles, and everyone else out there who supports Insightout News. We could not do this without you, so thank you. This is Margot Pius signing off for Insightout News. Good night.